All right, expected value for a random variable x is, and this is the formula. So this is the average or the mean this means sum of SUM, not SOME. X is the payout, and P of X is the probability of each payout.
Teacher's aide?
Bless you. While we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and do the one down here for variance, and then that way we can just do the problem when we get to the problem. All right, so X is still the payout. Mu is the expected value, okay, from above. And P of X is the probability of the payout. So we're going to be looking at the example. It costs $5 to play a game. You draw a card from a standard deck of cards. If you draw the ace of hearts, you win $100. All other aces win $10. All other hearts win $5. What is the expected value of the game? Did she just leave with Holly's stuff?
No, that was her book bag.
It was.
It had a purple Sandlay in it, which is Emily's.
No, but Holly had
But
brought
it
it
was
in
Holly's.
here.
Oh.
That's why I was confused.
I thought it was Holly's gym bag, though.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh.
It was Emily that walked in here, but I think that was Holly's bag. I'm
Yeah, that was
confused.
definitely Holly's.
Yeah, it
Let's
was
say-
Emily.
All right, so it costs $5 to play the game, okay? But if you get an ace of hearts, you win $100. If you get an ace of hearts, 1 out of 52. Okay, so the payout is going to be 100 minus the 5 that you pay to play. So your actual payout is $95. All other aces win $10, so that one starts off with 10, but we paid 5 to play, so the actual payout is $5. All other hearts win $5, but you paid $5 to play, so your payout is 0.
So you lost $5.
No, you got
Well-
a refund.
You just got no money.
Yeah.
You got $5, you paid $5.
Yeah. Now, if you don't get any of those things, then
Now,
then
all
you
other
lost.
cards is
Yeah.
$0,
Yeah.
but you still paid 5 to play, so you lost $5.
Dumb game to play.
$5.
If people actually did the statistics of their likelihood of winning at the casino, they would not play. Because your odds are so bad. Your payout is typically negative.
They clearly didn't take AP Stat.
Yeah.
But what you're going to notice with a lot of these problems is that there's going to be a question of, was it worthwhile to have done this? So unless your payout value is positive, like no matter what, it's not worth it. Because otherwise you're losing money or you're breaking even. All right, so what is the probability of getting an ace of hearts?
1 out of 52.
How about other aces?
3 out of 52.
Other hearts?
12 out of 50.
And all other cards.
It's like
So how many other cards are not aces? It's basically 36.
Yeah.
So we had to subtract from 52. We had to subtract the 13 hearts and then 3 other aces is what we had to subtract off. Okay, because the ace that's a heart would have been counted twice otherwise. So, I cannot do this last column yet. I'm going to be kind of writing all over the place because it's what we're going to have to do. But anyways, I'm going to find the expected value first of all. So I'm going to be finding mu. So mu is equal to E of x. So that's going to be, we take this number of the payout times the probability. So 95 times 1 over 52 plus 5 times 3 over 52 plus 0 times 12 over 52 plus negative 5 times 36 over 52. Now, these you have to be really, really careful typing in because otherwise you're going to end up with a wrong answer. Now, the one with 0, I would typically write it so that, one, I can see that you, knew it was there, but I usually will just put, a line through it because that's just going to be 0.
Yeah, this looks like it's gonna be like a doozy,
Some of them really are. I'm not going to lie. Some of them have a lot of pieces to them, and they get to be a lot.
How far up do you want us to round?
It's money.
It's money, so if you want
Yeah, I
more
guess it would be
Money, money, money.
negative 1.35.
So minus $1.35. Now, that's the expected value when we account for the fact that we paid $5 to play. Okay? But I'm going to also show you what the expected value would be if we didn't pay the $5 to play. Okay, if we just did on the winning part.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Just refuse to pay, but
well, if you didn't have to pay to play and you were just playing, what would you expect to win? So that would be 100 times 1 over 52 plus 10 times 3 out of 52 plus 5 times 12 out of 52 plus 0 times 36 out of 52.
and that's if you didn't have to pay.
Yeah. And I'll write a little summary statement about it in just a second.
That might get the wrong answer.
So who was that?
I don't even know.
I thought it sounded like Zach, but
Kind of
Yeah,
did.
it did.
he's not my brother, so I don't know.
$3
I wouldn't know
65
either.
cents.
Huh?
$3.65. That's it.
All right, so on average, you expect to win $3.65, but since you paid $5 to play, you actually lost $1.35. On average, obviously. Now, if you pay $5 and you win $100,
Good for you, bud.
Do it again.
But your probability of doing that is pretty slim.
Yeah.
That's also why casinos make so much money. Because you pay a lot and their payout isn't actually that much.
Start my own kids casino franchise line.
So you're okay with gambling?
What?
Yeah.
Are you going to promote gambling?
Highway robbery. I would not do that.
Why not?
I feel like arcades and gambling
You said Arcadia gambles, and I was like, like on the games last week?
No, I was.
Probably.
No, I think it took sport bets. No, I mean, like, I feel like arcades are just like kid casinos.
Correct.
Think about it, 'cause you get toys.
Literally, there was a game that I was playing in an arcade one time. It was like you need to like win all these cards to like be able to like win the big prize or whatever.
Oh yeah, I played that at Play Around. It's like all the you gotta
Yeah.
get Thanos and like
Did
my
you
mom's
get all the
obsessed with that.
cards?
Yeah,
Right,
multiple times.
but see, the first time I ever
mom's
played
obsessed
that
with
game, it was a Wizard of Oz one, and I have a Wizard of Oz obsession anyway, so I was like, I'm just gonna keep the
Oh,
cards.
yeah.
I don't care. Well, we had already paid like $20 to play. And then I was like, I've got to keep going. And I was just like, I had no control to stop. Finally, we had to be like, we're not paying any more money. Like, we will refuse to pay any more money. And I just had to stop.
Yeah.
And then I was like, at that point, I was like, it would be dangerous for me to go to a casino because I can't stop at an arcade.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like,
How old do you have to be to go into casinos at 18 or
21.
Oh, dang, you have to wait.
Why not make I feel like
Why
You
split
just
things?
have to
confusing.
count to do that
Since
math.
Why
You're-
split things between 18 and 21? It
that's
confuses
my
me
thing.
sometimes.
Like
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I'm also going to tell you it's a rip-off
I'm
experience.
not gonna go. I just
Did it
I
one
wanna have
time.
the
That was
ability to.
that was like, you know, like everybody's like, I want to do this for my 21st. I want to do this or whatever. I was like, all right, I want to do that. So I went in with $5, I think, is what I took in. And I think I didn't even take in more than that. Like, I didn't take in my credit card. Like, I literally took in $5 cash. And I was like, that's what I'm doing for my birthday. But I went to, like, a cool one in Louisiana. But anyways, it was a ripoff. Like, literally a ripoff. They don't even spit money out at you when you win. It spits out a card that tells you how much money you won.
That's not fun.
I was like,
Did
that's
you
lame.
You know,
At least win something good.
Well, I only took in $5, so I couldn't play any of the high money ones.
I
But,
would pay, like,
however, at Liberty, we did this casino night. Hold on.
Wait.
I told my mom because now she's not gonna let me go.
On our hall, okay, like our hall, like with our brother dorm, we got together and we had this casino night, and so we had Jerry Bucks because like he was president at the time, and so that was like our money to spend. So we came in, everybody got a certain amount of money, and we could use that to bet. So we had like roulette, we had horse betting, and all this other stuff. I won every horse bet that I put money on, and I was like, I think I should do it. I won't actually, but
I've seen a horse race before.
I was like, they weren't like pre-recorded. It was just like the system that would like run a horse race for you or whatever. And so like you just pick one ahead of time. But every time I picked one, it won.
Yeah, you know that. Like,
I was like, my odds are good. Think I should keep
What'd
going.
you spend
No,
them
those
Jerry
are
Bucks
infinite
on?
events.
you know that
See if
like
you're paying attention.
I think it's called Rosie's or something like that casino. It used to be like a horse race track or something.
Yeah.
And I went there one time. I was like 5. I would be like, I want the pink one. Pink one never won, but like.
Nah, it's okay. Minor details.
No, for my 21st birthday, I just want to go to Dave & Buster's and play
Can you
some
not go to
games.
Dave & Buster's if you're under 21?
You
You
can.
can, but I'm just saying, like, I
Oh.
don't need to go, like, have my
I've
first
never-
drink or, like,
Well,
go
I'm
to
not
Yeah.
drinking
a
in my
casino.
life, so.
Like, no, I just want to go to, like, Dave & Buster's.
The only reason I want to go to Vegas
I wanna go to a
is
Mexican
to
restaurant.
I want to go on the zip line that goes over like the strip, like all with like I feel like it would look.
I
really
went to
cool.
Vegas 2 years ago.
That's all I want to do.
I did a
don't-
swing
Yeah.
over Vegas. It's like a swing
yeah.
that you get in, and it like swings out over the highest point, and you just
Wait, how big is the swing? It's one of those circular swings.
you're like harnessed in.
Not like.
But it's the highest point. It's over 1,000 feet in the air, I
You
think.
know how fun those would be?
That would be crazy. What
It
if
was-
it fell off?
Man,
That's crazy.
it was great. That was the most riveting part of Vegas.
No, Nathan, that
I
would be
saw
great.
it.
Because again, the casinos are a ripoff. So I mean, I didn't do anything there, but I wouldn't have because it's a ripoff,
I saw.
and it just smells like smoke because everyone
Oh,
smokes in
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I saw a video where this guy took his girlfriend who's afraid of heights to like the tallest restaurant in the world, and like the seats are like over, like
Oh yeah.
yeah, and like she was terrified. I'm like, why would you bring your girlfriend that's scared of heights? I'll break up.
Maybe
I'd be
he
like,
was trying
we're
to
done.
cure her.
Yeah, you could just, but at that tower they had a thing. It's not a zip line, so I'm not sure if it's exactly what you're talking about, but it's kind of like that.
No.
But you
My mom just
basically
told me about it.
walk
I don't
off
know
the
about
edge of
that.
the, like you just walk off the edge and you just, whoop, it's just like, it's like bungee jumping off the top of the building in Vegas.
Oh no, I think it was.
But it's a
I've done it
controlled
before.
jump because it's on like a pulley, so it's
Oh,
like,
I don't know. I don't know where it is, but have you seen like it's like this cart thing? You go down a mountain and like
huh?
it's like a
Where is it?
I don't know, but I've seen so many videos of it.
Wait, what is it again?
It's you're basically just in this cart going down a mountain.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like a slide almost looking thing.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're in a mine cart.
Like a
almost.
dumb looking roller coaster. I
Yes.
know what you're talking
I know what
about.
you're
Yes,
talking
but
about.
it's literally down like a mountain.
I feel
Are
like
you
it's
talking
bigger.
about Lookout Mountain in Tennessee?
Maybe.
No, are you talking about that like one YouTube video? Where
Josh
that
doesn't know
guy
what he's
was on
talking
that
about.
cart, Josh,
Yeah.
and he had to brake because that person was in front of him going
Yeah.
slower. I
Yeah.
know the exact video you're talking about.
I don't know what thing you're talking
But it looks
about.
so
I've done
fun.
stuff like that
It looks
before,
like
but
it's
not,
like a mine cart, like, going down.
It looks so fun.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay.
I like how we went from like this to
How did we
gambling
get
to.
Well, this is gambling.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's relevant because it's about stats.
Yeah. Nobody was a mind shark.
Yeah, I don't know how that one was relevant, but all right, what is the standard deviation of the payouts? Remember, standard deviation is the square root of variance. So, I'm going to find the variance first using this lovely formula down here. So, variance, I'm just going to say VAR, is equal to, so we do whatever the number was of the payout plus, or well, it's minus this value, but it's going to be plus because this is negative.
Yeah.
Okay, so 95 plus 1.35 squared times the probability 1 out of 52 plus, and these are going to irritate you because you're going to end up having to go on separate lines unless you write really small. 5 plus 1.35 squared times 3 out of 52 plus 0 minus, so plus minus negative, so 1.35 squared times 12 out of 52 plus negative 5 plus 1.35 squared times 36 out of 52. These ones are even more fun to type
Like, it's
in.
not a hard like.
It's really
formula,
easy.
It's
It's just tedious.
yeah. When I looked at this formula at first, I was like,
You probably were like, if you just looked at the notes I sent you, you were probably like, oh my goodness,
I
what
did,
is that?
and I was like, I think I'm gonna save this for when we do examples in class. That happens a lot of times with stats notes, honestly.
Yeah.
Like until you do problems, you're like, what is that mean? So we found the
Variation.
Oh. So we found. Did we find the expected value? That was the negative.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
expected value.
I was like looking at the directions in the example. Like, I was like trying to figure out what we had.
Yeah. It didn't ask us to find expected value, but we had to be able to find variance. That's why I just went ahead and did it.
Okay.
But usually it'll ask you in steps to find that stuff. Is that what everybody got?
No, but I think we did the wrong.
What'd you get?
So I got 1153.
$11.
Did you already take the square root? Okay, never mind. You haven't done it yet. We will have to take the square root to find standard deviation. That's why I was asking.
Well, the square root of that of the number here is like 1380.
Yeah. I just don't have 190.50 on my paper, but I have 190.08. But
What did you get?
what I wrote down. But that's not what I have on my paper. That's why I'm asking.
That's what I got.
Okay. I don't know. Might have rounded when I did it. Who knows? Okay.
We got close.
It's fine. It's close enough. So then standard deviation is the square root of variance, so the square root of 190.50. What'd you say it was, Josh?
1380.
So this is the standard deviation of the payouts. So why, this isn't on here, but it was supposed to be, part B. Why is the standard deviation so much larger than the mean? So normally when we do standard deviation, we'll have a mean of like 50 and a standard deviation of like 5. But in this case, our mean is negative 1.35. Okay, so negative $1.35. But our standard deviation is $13.80. Why is the standard deviation so much bigger?
Well, there's a very wide range of payout that you could end up getting. And the mean is just the average of all of them. With all
Yep,
the probabilities.
there's a lot of variation in payouts.
You know what I don't like? I don't like. When do you know when to put a lot? When do you know to make that two separate words?
It's
Is when
always
you
two
put it
separate
together.
words.
It's always two separate words. It's
When is
never
it-
one word.
It is.
When
No,
is
it's
it-
not.
It is.
Like,
I
to a lot
see.
of
Josh, you
things.
Yeah, it was
question
wrong.
intelligence.
That's not
I cannot tell you how many times I wrote a lot as one word in Miss Patton's class and she squawked at me. It is two words.
Serious. I
Josh,
see
you
it
think
all the
you've seen it
time.
somewhere? That's
I'm
kind of
kinda
the main
There is
one.
a lot, like
Like you
ALLOT,
allot
like you allot an amount of
But, like,
money.
not that. Like,
Josh,
You're
are you
just wrong.
gaslighting yourself?
I swear,
Josh, it's called
Grammarly,
Mandela.
Grammarly will tell me to put it together.
Well, then don't use Grammarly because I guess it's
Like,
stupid.
Here's what I'm saying. Like, what's the difference between effect and affect? Like, I just
There is a
Is
difference.
a lot one or two words?
I think one of them's a noun and one of them's a verb.
The effect of that situation.
Two words according to
affected
Grammarly.
it.
In case anybody wanted to know.
So it's not Grammarly.
Affect is a verb.
Josh is the problem.
Makes sense.
Didn't know that till I Miss Patton either.
Excuse me, Josh.
I'm not scared to get our essays back after the
I know, for real.
I know I didn't put PG, like, page.
I know.
But I was like-
for
but I
a
was
fact
like-
I did not put
I thought you were gonna say PG. I was like, your
I did
initials?
No.
put, I did
Like
put
page.
P though,
You did?
because
You're not supposed to.
yeah, well, she literally told me I was supposed to one time. Because I put PG, she was like, no, you're just supposed to have the P in the page
I think
number.
I think that's
I'm like,
when it's
really?
more
Get
formal.
your life together.
I think that's-
Please
Josh,
stop.
I think that's more formal when we when we do like research papers and there's multiple sources. You have
Yeah.
to put the page. Are we not put? Wait, what's in this?
I'm going
How
to
much-
murder someone though.
Did I miss something?
No, I forgot to go back and do
Oh, okay.
it.
I was like, I don't.
My B.
I don't know what this means.
She's gonna take up like.
But I'm like,
so
how many
much-
points can she take off
If
for
she's-
putting a P?
All of them.
Like-
And Mrs. Todd's gonna take off so much points.
I
for
will go to
us,
the
like,
wall.
missing, like, not putting like everything in that she should have just asked for.
Real.
This is just what went in the parentheses and the thing, so this ended up becoming a
okay.
plus.
I was like, it wouldn't be a big deal. Wait,
Why is the 1 plus so big?
Because it was minus.
Wait,
It was minus, so I was just showing that we changed them to pluses.
Oh. Why are there two?
I'll just switch them back to minuses.
It's okay. It's
No,
okay.
it helped.
I was just look confused.
Mm.
Yeah.
No reason one is larger than the other.
Now I think
I was like, what is happening? But now it'll be on your hands.
Let it
Ew.
go,
I
Nathan.
always cover when I sneeze. But
I'm very
I
proud of
psych
you.
myself out of sneezes.
if you
Oh,
have to
remember when I went to sneeze the one time? I announced I was sneezing and then nothing
And
happened.
then you
He was
jump
like-
scared it
your ass.
away.
And then Jake is like, sneeze!
You scared the sneeze
I
away.
scared the sneeze
It got
away.
stage fright.
Pick a card, any card.
Of course, it's always about cards.
It's always the card.
You draw a card from a deck. If you get a red card, you win nothing.
No, I like it.
If you get a spade, you win $5. For any club, you win $10 plus an extra $20 for the ace of clubs. Create a probability model for the amount you will win at this game.
It doesn't say I have to pay anything. That's already a win.
Really, you're not at
All right, so red card,
Nothing.
No.
0.
Red card.
Spade,
Spade.
$5.
5.
club, not an ace.
10.
Ace of clubs,
20.
$30.
30.
Oh.
I'm really questioning your intelligence, Josh.
Hey.
Okay.
A lot.
What is the probability of a red card?
26 out of 52.
Also known as
Half.
Oh, true.
spade,
13
Like-
out of 52.
Yeah.
aka
Also a quarter.
1/4.
Also known as.
club, not an ace.
10 out. Wait.
12 out of 52.
Sorry, I was looking at the numbers.
Ace of clubs.
So. Yeah.
Like, can we reduce that?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like 4 out of 13. 3.
Ace of clubs.
3.
I think it's, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
out of
I was like, wait a minute, 4 doesn't make sense.
1 out of
You
52.
gotta make sure it adds up to.
1 out of 52.
Cannot reduce that.
Nah.
Okay, that was
I mean, we
rude.
could we could do like 1/2 out of 26, so maybe 25.
No.
No. Okay, find the expected amount you will win. We don't have to pay anything, so that's, like Josh said, a win. So, E of x is equal to 0 times 1/2. And if you don't want to write that, you really don't have to. Plus 5 times 1/4. Plus 10 times 3/13. Plus 30 times 1/52.
I used to think
152nd is just such a weird thing to say.
Yeah, it is.
I think numbers are just weird.
Like-
It's like, physically speaking, they should not like work. Cause like if you think about there's an infinite amount of numbers between 0 and 1.
Correct. To infinity and beyond.
Right. So like, how would you even get to the next?
I had a philosophy professor that told me
You're very philosophical.
that you can't ever actually touch a door. Like a doorknob.
So atoms don't like
Because, yeah.
touch.
Yeah, sure.
Technically-
So then why do
So-
my atoms?
Because you keep getting infinitely closer, but you never actually get there.
But why do my atoms feel things?
Because he would be like, I'm going to get halfway closer to the door. So he would get like over here. He's like, now I'm going to get halfway closer again. So you get over here and he's like, I'm going to get halfway closer again. And then he'd be like, I'm going to get halfway closer
I wanna
again.
see him
And
run
then
into the
he would
door.
just end up running into the door. And I was like, well, duh, you're touching it. He's like, but I never actually got there.
So technically, officer, no, I did not murder that man.
I never actually
touched
touched him.
him.
See, yeah, I would just get up and leave. I'd be like, I can't do
And
this.
then my philosophy professor was like, show me 2.
Like, to what? Like,
Those are
to-
fingers.
Oh,
You would have to.
Oh, that's paper and like that's
can I
pencil
write
lead.
it down?
That's ink.
Um,
What is 2?
2 is
Is
relative.
It's a quantity
I can't do
describing.
this.
It's 2 of fingers.
Who decided that 2 plus 2 is 4?
Not
I don't
him.
know.
I don't know. I want to talk to
Literally,
him.
not him. I don't know.
It was a really weird class.
Did it make
I
the
assume
question like-
philosophy class would just be the. I feel like basic
Philosophy class at a public school is awful.
413.
Yeah.
Thanks. $4.13.
Also, what I was gonna say like 10 minutes ago before everybody interrupted me.
Oh, sorry. Just doing math.
Didn't you think that a lot was one word 10 minutes ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why we interrupted you, Josh.
No, I was gonna say I used to think dyslexic and illiterate were the same thing.
Yeah, you would use them interchangeably.
Wait, they're not.
I mean, I guess it's the same thing happening.
If you're just
All right, how much would you be willing to pay to play this
But it makes it
game?
harder, though.
Yeah.
0.
Okay,
I'm-
mathematically, how much would you be willing to pay to play this game?
$100.
5.
For a payout of $4.13?
Yeah,
I would
what?
pay more than.
I mean, I'm not
Maximum
paying anything,
5.
so I might as well just go all in. Because I'm
5.
not giving
I just say
anything
5,
for it. I'm
'cause,
just
like,
getting stuff.
I just looked at like the
Yo, the
big, like
max.
the less you can.
So if you
get.
paid 5, you'd be losing 87 cents.
The max I would pay is 1 cent. Then you would like profit.
How would I
like-
be losing?
Okay, what did I say in that last problem? I said some of these questions are gonna ask you, was it reasonable for you to have played this game?
Right.
Who knows, maybe I'll
That's
get
not-
it.
So if I was going to play this game, I would want to pay less than the amount.
So $4.
Let's go $4.12.
Anything less than $4.13, I should be getting a profit.
Okay,
That's
so
why
we're
I was saying,
okay.
like,
So just
1
Huh?
I would be willing to pay anything less than $4.13.
Yes, anything less than $4.13.
Okay.
So like a penny.
I think we're getting it now.
I think we're gonna need to actually do this, like, physically.
Yeah, I'm not.
I
I'm
yeah.
not hands-on, like,
Okay,
visual,
so you
like,
get.
learn
So
kind of-
if you right now you don't have to pay anything to play this game.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, you just $4.13 is what your payout is. Okay, but there are scenarios in which you don't get any money. If you draw a red card, you get nothing, right? But you get a spade, you get 5. You get a club that's not an ace, you get 10. You get a club that is an ace, you get 30. That sounds great, right? So if I pay anything more than $4.13, I will be losing money. It's not to say that if I pay $4, I'm not going to lose money, because there's still a scenario where I lose money.
Yeah.
But my expected value, if I keep playing, is $4.13 back every time I play. Even if I lost one, the next one I'll probably win it back.
Right.
Like,
Makes
or
me wanna.
statistically, I will probably win it back.
Yeah. This makes me wanna like look at the statistics of like gambling and like the games and like.
If you actually do, like, there are some games that have like a much higher probability of winning than others and stuff, and it's kind of crazy to like look at the numbers of like statistically, like, what are your odds of winning and what is your payout going to be. Find the standard deviation of the amount you might win drawing a card. So if I'm going to find standard deviation, what do I have to find first?
The,
Theta. Mu.
We've already done that.
no, you have to find
Bar.
the variant.
Variance first.
We've already found
So this is going to be whatever the payout is minus this number, okay, because this isn't a negative number now, so minus that.
Oh yeah.
Squared, so minus 413 squared times 1/2 plus 5 minus 4.3, or wait, 4.13 squared times 1/4 plus 10 times, 10 minus 4.13 squared times
See, I
3/13.
think that's where I'm gonna mess up. I accidentally put
Plus,
a wrong sign
that's
somewhere.
the hardest part, to be
Yeah.
honest. 30 minus 4.13 squared times 1/52. That's honestly the worst part, is having to set it up and write it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much.
Let's see if we get the right answer.
Let's see, Joe. Square is doing it.
Don't bring that back.
Josh Square.
It never left.
It did leave.
That's right
No,
here.
it didn't.
Josh Square is right here.
Stop it.
Why does he hate Josh Square so much? He's literally half of it.
Anatomy
Okay,
test
so
will
I
show
think
you.
I think I put it in right, and I got $29.54.
All right, so then the standard deviation is the square root of that.
I didn't wanna see if they
You can do it.
That's
No one said you had to stop.
$5.44. So there's a standard deviation of $5.44. We're gonna try to fly through this next problem so we can be done with this page.
Okay, we're flying. Power forward.
It didn't look good.
You put it in
Got
wrong
it.
again?
Wrong again?
Got it wrong again.
What did you get?
I think you just need to work on your calculator.
I got $13.01.
Are you squaring stuff?
Do you keep forgetting the square stuff?
That's
you
what I
need to
think is
take
happening.
each- I think you need to do the pieces like separately or something, Josh.
I think Virginia tried to do that once with, what was it, like?
Those problems we were doing in the last chapter.
Yeah, and, she got them all wrong.
No, I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
All right, so the probability model below describes the number of repair calls an appliance shop may receive during an hour. So there are a number of calls. There's a probability of that. So the repair calls is your payout, and then this is your probability. So how many calls should you expect per hour? So E of X, 0 times 0.1, plus 1 times 0.3, plus 2 times 0.4, plus 3 times 0.2.
We're gambling.
Never mind, I'm in.
And
1.7.
that's going to be calls per hour.
Oh, I almost said dollars. I was like,
So what is the standard deviation? How do I find that?
Find the variance and then find the square root.
Variance. So 0 minus 1.7 squared times 0.1 plus 1 minus 1.7 squared times 0.3 plus 2 minus 1.7 squared times 0.4 plus 3 minus 1.7 squared times 0.2.
Third time's the charm.
I thought you were about to give me an answer already. I was like, man, you got it fast.
yeah.
No, we
I've never written it. I'm just gonna do my letters this tomorrow morning. I don't know. We're going to prayer
0.81.
instead of taking my-
Wow, that was quick.
I was like, I'm not skipping.
So standard deviation is the square root of 0.81, which is 0.9.
Let's go.
All right, and that's 0.9 calls. So find the mean number of repair calls the shop should expect in an 8-hour workday. Any ideas?
One.
What?
Or was that not called?
8 hours multiplied by 8 hours multiplied by
What am I
calls per
multiplying by 8
hour.
hours?
0.9.
Calls per hour.
That's the standard deviation.
No, it would be the
Expected.
expected, yeah.
So the.
So the 1.7.
1.7 times 8.
$13.6.
So 13.6 calls in an 8-hour workday.
That 0.6 is someone who just like picked up a nut.
They left a voicemail.
They left a voicemail. That was weird.
Oh, well, I didn't hear all
Oh.
of it.
Now,
I said the 0.6 was just the one who like picked up the phone from me.
what is the standard deviation of the number of calls the shop should expect in an 8-hour workday?
So then, do we have to like? Do you have to like?
This is
I'm going to give Peyton a
multiplication.
pass because she's probably not going to know because she wasn't here for the notes.
Okay, yeah, I get passed.
Was it the last of the notes? Because I wasn't there for that. Are you-
No.
Oh, dang it.
It looked fine then.
Z calculations.
How do I find the standard deviation for an 8-hour workday?
What if
Find
you just
the
multiply by
variance
8?
What am I multiplying by 8?
by squaring the
The
difference.
standard deviation, which is 0.9.
Josh wasn't paying attention.
Multiply the calls expected per hour by 8.
If
That
you're
was
looking
the
for
answer to the last
standard-
question.
looking for standard deviation,
Yep.
Oh, it was.
you would take the square root of the variance times.
Maybe the smart person could tell us.
Can't add standard deviation, but we can add variance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take variance, which is 0.81, and I'm going to multiply it by 8. And that's going to be 6.48. Then I'm going to take the square root of that,
Okay.
which is 2.55 calls. So the standard deviation would be 2.55 calls. So you've got to change it back to variance to be able to do that. And that's always going to be the case. You have to use variance to do that.
I don't know why I can't get my variance right.
If y'all want to, / I'm going to not do 4 tomorrow. 4 is going to be a problem for you to try on your own, and then we'll go over it.
Okay.
So maybe try that one tonight. It's just like the one we just did, like identical to number 3.
I can't
Oh,
get my
okay.